Well, good evening, everybody, or good morning, wherever you may be. I'm Dick Grimshaw of the Vetiver Network, and we welcome you to this webinar on the use of vetiver for the controlling stem borer of rice in China. Our support team for the webinar are Jim Smile, who's the TVNI president, Joan Miller, who's a former Latin America Vetiver Network coordinator 20 years ago, but she was there, and Paul Truong, who's our technical director. They will help steer the webinar smoothly through the Q&A period. And please, if you have questions at the end of this webinar, please use the Q&A button and we'll do our best to answer them in the time permitting. For your information, the webinar is being recorded and you will be able to find the recording on the TVNI channel, YouTube channel, which you can find the link of that on our website under the community section. China has been using the vetiver system for a wide range of applications since 1988. China research institutes and the China Vetiver Network have played a very important role in the development and promotion of the technology since that time and have generously shared their knowledge and experience. I recall in 1991, Professor Zhang Shimei of the Jiangxi Agricultural University identified stem borer on vetiver grass. Although vetiver was found to be a host in that area, interestingly, none of the other surrounding crops, including rice and Napier grass, were hosting stem borer. At that time, the concern was how to prevent potential stem borer damage to vetiver and potential spread to other crops. Today, thanks to the work of Dr. Zhongxian Lu and his team, we know that, in fact, the pink and striped stem borer lays its eggs on vetiver in preference to rice, and that the vetiver destroys the stem borer larva. Our guest speaker tonight is Dr. Zhongxian Lu. Dr. Lu received his PhD degree in agriculture, entomology, and pest control from the Zhejiang University in China, and a research certificate from the International Rice Research Institute at IRI in the Philippines. Lu is a professor and head of the crop insect pest management at Zhejiang Academy of Agricultural Sciences. He is also the PI of the State Key Laboratory for managing biotic and chemical treatments and for quality and safety of agri-products, and the principal scientist of the China Agricultural Research System for rice pest management. His work mainly focuses on the conservation of biological control and sustainable pest management using ecological engineering techniques, where he made pioneering contribution to using vetiver for rice stem borer management in China. Dr. Lu has published more than 350 papers in peer-reviewed journals and edited 5 books, and has been awarded 14 prizes from China's national and provincial governments. So I guess he knows what he's talking about. And we now welcome Dr. Lu and turn the program over him. So all yours, Dr. Lu.
Thanks, Dick. Thank you for your kind introduction. So I will share good morning or good evening. I will share my research about the vetiver in stem borer control. My presentation including 2 parts. A brief introduction to ecological engineering for rice insect pest management. Second one is vetiver for controlling rice stem borer. In China, there are 3 kinds of insect pests. First one is the stem borers. Second one is plant hoppers. Last one is leaf folders. Stem borers can overwinter in China, but plant hoppers and leaf folder cannot overwinter. They must migrate from the Southeast Asia, such as Vietnam or Thailand. So this is a route of migration from the South Asia. So why the insect pests frequently outbreak? Because higher nitrogen fertilization and higher resistance to insecticides, low plant resistance, especially for the hybrid rice, low nature control function. Last one is the low ecosystem service. So you can find the plant hopper in the Asia, Philippines, Malaysia, China, Bangladesh, and also, so this is a big challenge for rice grower in China. How to management the susceptibility for the control insect pest. So because the resistance of the ecological system to insect pest is very, very low. So how to improve the ecosystem service? This is a big challenge to Asia rice growers. So we try to test the management system by the ecological engineering. So we also can call that manipulating biodiversity. So first things we should find the functional plant. How to find the functional plant to manipulate the biodiversity in the rice-based ecosystem. This system should be beneficial to natural enemies, but this is should be advanced to pests. So when we manipulate the new biological system, so this system can improve natural control. Then suppress pests, reduce the ecological risk. This is an ecological system established in Asia, rice-based ecosystem. So the most important thing is to find the functional plant. So we find some functional plant, such as habitat and the bank plant. In China, we find the Zhejiang is the most important functional bank plant near the rice field. Second one is how to improve natural enemy in the natural enemy function in the ecosystem. So we find the naked plant, such as sesame and another flowers, to enhance the natural enemy control. Last one is how to trap. We can find some plant to trap, to attract stem borers for control rice stem borer, to reduce stem borer population. So this is three kinds of the functional plants. This is the first successful ecological engineering science in the Asia, rice-based ecosystem. We close naked plant, sesame, bank plant, Zhejiang, and trap plant, Vetiver. This is a new system. So after 3 years, we establish a new ecological engineer system, so we can find the plant hoppers and the leaf folders go down. So in the ecological engineer field, the pest increase very slow. But in farmer field, after the tillering stage of rice increase very fast. And also farmer spraying 4 times. But in ecological engineering field, farmer just spray 1 time. This is a paper published in Nature Plant, introduced the ecological engineering in the 4 countries, China, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. So you can check this paper about the ecological engineering in Asian country. So the pests of the ecological engineering in China, we have 3 aspects. First one is ecological engineering has been officially recommended by MALA as the national technology since 2014, promoting in more than 10 prevention in South China. Second one is reduce more than 50% insecticides in dormant situation site. And also we can get higher price of rice. So farmer can increase income. So this is the ecological field we can find. See, farmer grows vetiver and flower and the cover plant along the large field. So you can see this is the most very important component of the ecological engineering. Naked plant and the trap plant vetiver, and also some cover plant, we can have bank plant to maintain natural enemies. So why large stem borer always outbreak in China? This is because higher resistant to dominant insecticides. You can find a very higher resistant to the dominant insecticides, chromosomal tripole in Zhejiang and Jiangxi province since in 2017. So farmer cannot find insecticides to control stem borers. This is a big challenge for Chinese government. So how to manage stem borers with very high resistance ratio? And also we can find the dominant stage fail to control rice stem borer, such as the control efficiency less than 16% since 2013. And the last one is 21 only % in 2006. And the second reason is rice still returning to field. This is a Chinese government policy. Farmer must return the rice still to field. So this technique increase the source of stem borer for next season. And also partly because of global warming, because stem borer can overwinter in China. So their overwinter may be in the straw and also under soil. So we can find a very high larva survivor in the winter season. So how to control rice stem borer? We have different strategies. First one is reducing initial population size by 6 pheromone trap and the light trap, and also very convenient farmer planning trap plant vetiver sustainable use. Second one is reforming and watering environment, such as resistant plant and smart management of water and fertilizer. Third one is improving natural enemy control by natural enemies, especially for releasing trichogramma parasitoia. And also we can use pesticide. We call the precision application pesticide, bioinsecticides, and the low eco risk insecticide. So we can find the vetiver is the most cheap and also most sustainable technology. So second part, I will introduce the vetiver as a trap plant for the control of fly. So this is a vetiver in the side of the load. This is also in the agro machine load, and also we can find some vetiver fully damaged by the stem borers. After rice harvest, we ask the farmer also cut the vetiver straw. So in free choice test, there are more than 77% striped stembola liages on Vetiver for the striped stembola. For pink stembola, also more than 16% acres of pink stembolas lay on the Vetiver. So we can find the stembola's choice the Vetiver as the host for liages. And also the next test is stembola SSP allowed to foster eggs. We can find the most adult, female adult, stay in the Vetiver to lay eggs compared to rice and black. Very significant higher in the different time to test. And also female, we collect different population from different provinces, such as we collect in Zhejiang province and Henan province, and also another place. This is a female. We can find the most female stay on the Vetiver leaf to lay eggs, and also female from the Zhejiang and Henan and another place. The same result. Most of the female also. You can find the male adult also the same result. They find the Vetiver as the host to lay eggs. This is different province. So we convert the eggs later on the different host, rice and the Vetiver. You can find more than 60% eggs laid on the Vetiver and only less than 14% on the rice. So we can find the adult of stembolas. So why stembola adults select the lay eggs on the Vetiver? So we can find the different violets, volatiles from the Vetiver. Can find the different at the different Vetiver growth stage. 14 days, 6 days, different volatile and different concentration. And also we can find if farmer applies the nitrogen fertilizer, we can get a different violet consent. If we apply the 10 grams for 1 year, so we can get the highest volatile. And also we tested the EIG response of the male adult to volatile. We can find the different old of the adult, 1 day old and 3 days old. We can find the different response for the female. You can find the female different. So 1 day female go down and 3 days female old female go up. So we find the different volatile has a different response to for the adult. We mixed different volatile, such as 2 and 2 kind. We find that this is a very important result for us, such as this component combines. Female get higher response, and also this is also the same. Then for the male, maybe goes down, maybe lower. So this is a very interesting result for us. So continue, we will test the composition. So testing the volatile formulation in the rice field. So interesting result is we catch females. Normally, most of the sex pheromone trap just only can trap the male. But in our testing, field test, we find the female trapped by that. So we make different formulation. Find several formulation with higher population of the number of the SSP adult. So next step is for us is to make a new trap for catch the stem borer female, because female just lay eggs and also increase the population of stem borers. Male just for mating. So this is a very important result for us. So vetiver can attract the stem borer to lay eggs. So what's the larva? So we found SSB cannot complete life history on the vetiver. You can find it at the fourth instar, all larvae died. For the pink stem borer, less than 5% larvae can pupate. Pupa can be found at the lower part of the vetiver part. So we can have a very low presentation of the pink stem borer larva survive in the vetiver. So another experiment we find that different stage. First instar, second up to pupa. So we find that stem borers can survive on vetiver, on rice, but very few larvae can survive on the vetiver. This is another experiment. So why stem borer cannot survive well in the vetiver? So we monitor the amino size. We can find different ammonia acid. So total, we can total size. On the rice, 14, but on the vetiver, only 4. So this means amino acids is not enough. Maybe not good nutrition fat for the stem borers. And also we find the content of nutrition, such as the total protein, cellulose, and the total sugar in the vetiver is significantly low in than those in rice. While the content is toxin, we can tannin very high in vetiver. So this means the nutrition is not enough for larvae, but also we can find the toxin concentration in the vetiver. So this means this is not balanced. So this nutrition factor also we can find different insect activities. So we find use the different solvent to get some extract. We can find the different, but we can find the extract from the petroleum ether very high activity to kill larvae of stem borers. So also we should identify which chemical to kill larvae. This is another insect fiber, PR1. PR1, unfortunately, we cannot identify the chemical structure. So we can find this pollinant of the extracts in the vetiver polytron liquid structures. So we can find this chemical maybe is the most important key substances. So we also find some detoxifying areas of stem borers when feeding on rice and vetiver. We can find higher CATI, we can, and also GST and P450 very high if larvae feed on rice, but significant lower when larvae feed on vetiver. And also digestive MS also we can find if stem borer feed on the Vetiver also very low compared to feeding those feed on rice. Different MS. So we find why the Vetiver can kill stem borers. So this included the nutrition and also some toxin material. So we plant Vetiver on the ground near the rice field. So this is we plant Vetiver at different plant species, 5 meter, 30 meter. Sorry. So we find a very different control efficiency at the different fields. And also we also grow Vetiver on the different regions with the different low species. Hello? So we can have different. So it means if Vetiver grows outbound at the low space with the 20 meters, also the stem borer can be controlled well. So after the rice harvest in the field, we can find the residual level in rice straw at winter. So it means there are very high density of the larva survivor in rice straw at winter season in the rice field without the Vetiver. But if a farmer plant the Vetiver around the rice, we can find a very low density of larva survivor in rice straw. It means rice stem borer can be controlled by planting Vetiver around the rice field. So if we plant the Vetiver around the rice, stem borer cannot control fully controlled. So farmer didn't agree to close Vetiver only. So maybe we should plus some technology such as in the Vetiver in the rice field, we should also release Chacrolama. Second one, also we can establish the six pheromone trap. So we should use the Vetiver plus technology to meet the need of farmer. So this is the result of the Vetiver plus technology. Vetiver only, so the control efficiency around 66. So if with a Vetiver six pheromone trap, Vetiver Chacrolama, Vetiver together. So farmer spray chemical insecticide. So the control efficiency also only 90%. So almost the same, no big difference. This is one example in the Taizhou, Zhejiang province. Farmer, we use the Vetiver and six pheromone and release Chacrolama. You find in the ecological field, no need to spray. But in the traditional farmer field, farmer spray 2 times. So it means we use the Vetiver plus technology can reduce pesticide application. Farmer can get very good quality rice and also can increase price. So we also prepared one regulation for country stem borer by planting Vetiver. This is a local standard. So this is a standard effect. Transplanting Vetiver at March or June. Plant space at 3 to 5 meters. Use the nitrogen fertilizer with 10 grams per year. And also ask the farmer to cut Vetiver straw after the rice harvest. So this strategy, this technology can improve the control efficiency significantly. And also we can see this standard field. This plant space around 3 to 5 meters. This is after rice harvest, Vetiver straw cut. We published one paper, review paper, about the application of Vetiver Grass as a trap plant for rice stem borer control. So please download this paper. You can read more details. You can fully understand our experiment and the results, and also how to apply the Vetiver. And also we publish one book about application Vetiver in Chinese, unfortunately in Chinese. This is the ecological engineer science. We plant Vetiver on the side of road, on the mechanism, and Vetiver, 6 pheromone, and naked plant put together as the ecological engineer demonstration. So, and also on the bound of rice, and also on the side, in the side of the irrigation, and also irrigation, and in the bound ridges of the rice, in the middle of the rice. This is not a good. This is not a good case. And near the irrigation, and this is a semi-naked plant with the trap plant. This is ecological engineering demonstration area. So this technology promoting has been promoted in the South China, more than 10 provinces. This is estimated area, 207,000 hectares of rice using the Vetiver in the 15 provinces. Now this technology just adapted in the South China. I tested this technology in the North area. Unfortunately, Vetiver cannot survive well, especially in the winter, very low temperature. This is the ecological benefits from this technology. You can find different. You can find the ego parasitoia of the stem borers increase very fast. This is Thomas and the Chongqing and others in the rice field with Vetiver, very high population. This is the resistance of the stem borer to dominant insecticides. We can find the resistance ratio go down since 2019 go down. This is maybe partly because of the Vetiver use in the as the control agent in China. This is a very good result. This is only partly reason, I think. So thank you very much. This is all for my presentation.
That was a very interesting presentation. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry we had a bit of a problem in the beginning, but it worked out fine. So now, does anybody have who's Jim? You're dealing with the question and answers. What's coming up?
Okay, we have a question from Ravi Joshi. Thank you, Dr. Lu, for your excellent presentation. In China, ecological engineering is widely adopted by rice farmers, but in other rice-growing ASEAN countries, especially in the Philippines, even with extensive promotion by IRRI and Phil Rice, the adoption by farmers is still very low. What are the enabling government policies and lessons to promote ecological engineering for rice pest management that we can learn from China?
Good. Thanks for George for your question. Very good question. When I was in Italy, I visited Phil Rice several times. I also met one Jewish. I don't know what is his real name. Jewish research on the golden apple snare. In Philippines, especially in Italy, the Ely scientist, Dr. Hyun, this is first one to test the ecological engineering in the Asia. Second one is Fumba Hogan. He also is the entomologist in Ely. I think you maybe know some entomologists in field rice. They also test the result of the ecological engineering in the Philippines. Some farmer grows soybean, some farmer grows some vegetable beans, and some farmer also grows some melons. So I found some experiment field. Unfortunately, if farmer using the ecological engineering technology, maybe the pest, especially for the yellow stem borer in your country, because plant hopper is not a big problem in Philippines. In Philippines, the rice pest, the most of the pest is golden apple snail and the yellow stem borer. So farmer need to prove the technology, especially by the government, not for farmer self. So this is the in China, ecological engineering promoted very successfully. So very successful. So because the government focuses on the ecological control of the rice insect pest, and also Chinese government now carry out one policy for reducing fertilizer and pesticide. So we call the zero growth of the pesticide and the fertilizer. So government should pay, because reduce pesticide is the public issue, not for farmer. We should improve environment. We should improve the quality of rice quality. So this is all public issues, not for farmer only. And also, insecticide and fertilizer very cheap, especially in Philippines. Pesticides very cheap, and also labor cost also not so high. But in China, labor cost is very high. So farmer wanted to reduce the insecticide spray because it costs the big import. So I think if Philippines, if the ecological engineering promotion became wider, I think government should pay some subsidy. In China, government pay farmer for growth vetiver, for growth naked plant, because government wanted to reduce use of insecticide. In the Vietnam, especially in the south part, near the Saigon, near Ho Chi Minh City, ecological engineering also very big area now, because farmer raise the honeybee. If farmer grows nectar plant, so they can get higher production of honey. So farmer can get income. And also, Vietnam government also pays some subsidy for the farmer to reduce the insecticide. So in Vietnam, they have the 3 gate and 3 gate and 3 down. I remember. I cannot remember the 4. So farmer can increase the price, rise the price in the Ho Chi Minh City. In the Thailand also the same. I visited some place in the Thailand, especially in the central Thailand. I remember China Rice Research Center. This station also pay more attention to extend the ecological technicians around the central area. This is good for him? Enough for him?
Yes, I think so. And Ravi Joshi wants you to know, the person that asked the question, it's the same person that you met when you were in the Philippines at Phil Rice. So you've met him before. The next question is, what kind of active ingredients in vetiver do you extract to use as insecticidal compounds, and how do you extract them?
What kind?
Yeah, what kind of insecticidal compounds, what kind of active ingredients do you extract to use as insecticidal compounds?
This is just only, I cannot remember all, just different kind of compound. I just come, we identify the volatile, use the GMS. Because this experiment done by my postdoc. I buy some compound from company, from the chemical company.
All right. Okay, the next question is, thank you for the very interesting presentation, and I've learned a lot. However, may I know if vetiver can be a host to other pathogens? Have you had any problem, or have you observed any other pathogens of concern that vetiver is a host for?
Who asked that one?
This is from Norida Maslan.
I cannot lead in the Q&R area.
It's up near the top, I think.
Yeah.
George is the first one. Pardon, can you ask again?
Yes. May I know if vetiver can be a host plant for other types of pathogens?
Sorry, and in China, I focus on the rice production. And I hear somebody told me, maybe some corn borer also can damage the vetiver, but I cannot make sure. In the rice field, I just find the stem borers. And also we can find some spider. No, this is a natural enemy, not a pest. Spider can find the food in the vetiver because stem borer died. So we are making some house fly larva. Maybe spider can find the food in the vetiver.
Okay. Well, I think if you look on our website as well, this is for Norida, in Venezuela a number of years ago, there were some I think it was a smut that was growing on the vetiver. It wasn't a problem for the associated crops, but it was a problem for the vetiver growth. And this next question is from Umesh Lavinia in India. Let's see, where from the volatiles, something, not quite sure, where from the volatiles for attracting pests come on? So what is the source of the volatiles, I guess, that are attracting pests on the vetiver plant? And could you use other aromatic grasses mixed with vetiver to attract such pests?
Yes, this is a very good comment. And I think we can find more volatile to test. Because the source, stem borer is easy happened in the rice field. But now, up to today, it is still a bigger problem in the artificial population. So we should find one way to make more population in the lab. So we can get a standard stem borer adult. I tested several geographic population of stem borer. It's bigger work, very difficult to test the more volatile. So I think my lab can do more volatile. And in China, volatile can be found in the company. It's quite easy.
Okay. The next question is from Elise Pinners. Will you produce farmer level brochures that summarize the work in simple terms?
For
You
farmer,
have- For farmer, yeah, simple extension materials for farmers.
we just in China, in Chinese we call it just the close glass and reduce pest, or close flower to increase natural enemies. Most of the Chinese people just like Vietnamese. They don't know what is the natural enemies, especially for the parasitoia, very small. So we just call bean. Oh, very happy if you close flower. So we produce more beans. So beans means natural enemies in Chinese. So this is the easy term for farmer. But in China now, most of the farmer have big area farm, not so small, not so just like you 30 years ago, you visit the village, maybe many farmers close rice, but now very few farmers close rice. Most of the farmers, especially for young people working in city. So now we call the big area farmer. So big area farmer can accept our technology easily.
Thank you. The next question again is from Norita Maslan. I also want to know, when you did the extraction of vetiver compounds, is it only to produce the pheromone or also to produce biopesticide?
Just only for biopesticide. Not to say pheromone is difficult. And also in China, sex pheromone is very popular now, especially for the stem borers. Many companies produce sex pheromone. But for biotoxin, maybe more people can accept this experiment.
Okay. And the last question that we have right now is from Jane Wegesa in Kenya. And she asks, if the larvae are killed by the leaves, can leaf extract make a pesticide?
Larva, stem borer larva cannot feed the leaf. They're just born into the stem.
Okay.
This is a bigger biological characteristics.
Yes.
They're born into the stem. So maybe I tested some Vetiver for rice leaf fodder. This is no use for control rice leaf fodder because leaf fodder eating on the leaf.
Yeah.
No, you feel very hot. Vetiver leaf is very hot. Not easy to eat for larvas.
And I think also the point that you made was there was a nutritional deficit in the vetiver stem so that the larvae were stressed and therefore died from the tannins and other compounds. So it wasn't so much an pesticide impact of the chemicals in the stem as much as the lack of quality nutrition for the larva. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the mechanism for the vetiver to control stem bolus maybe have some have three maybe. First one is vetiver has the special volatile to trap, maybe to attract the stem bolus out. Second one is vetiver stem has low nutritional material. Third one may be vetiver stem has a higher tannin content. I think maybe we can find more kind of poison material, maybe substrates. Maybe I think maybe three mechanisms, but I don't know. This is not 4 mechanisms. Maybe we can find more, not 4.
Okay, well, there's another question in the chat. This is Dr. Lu. Ravi has sent you his email address, so we'll get that to you. And he says, let us get connected again. So we'll send you his email address afterwards so that you can be in touch.
It's better for Ask Josh. Can you use another email address? Because Gmail is not so.
Yeah, Gmail is bad. Yep.
It's better to use another address. So Josh, I can find Josh's new email. Maybe I can email him.
Okay, good. And I think in the Q&A, that's all the questions that we have right now. So thank you very much, Dr. Lu. From the, I think this was a really wonderful presentation. Dick, over to you.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Dr. Lu, for your presentation. It's really a fascinating topic. And I'm sure that people who participated in the webinar will go back with quite a lot of things to think about. But I think your point about government policy is very important if we're going to get farmers to look at pest control from an ecological engineering point of view. Because, as you say, they will go for the most effective and cheapest route. And if the pesticides are sold at a very low cost, then it's an easy route to take. But life is more difficult nowadays, and I think there's a lot more awareness of the problems of overuse of pesticides and other chemicals. So hopefully we'll get more interest in this sort of approach to pest control. And as I mentioned right in the beginning, this webinar has been recorded, and we will put it up on YouTube, and the links to it will be on our website under the community section. I will edit it and take out the problem we had in the beginning, and we'll leave the questions and answers in as well. And it was really nice to have a lot of people from all over the world, and the timing seems to have been quite a good time too. So on that note, I would once again thank Dr. Lu, and I hope that maybe in a few more years' time, we'll be able to get you back again for another session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.